Greetings, Yankees fans. What a roller coaster of emotions we lived through last night at Yankee Stadium. If you missed the game, let me paint the picture for you. Because what happened against the Texas Rangers wasn't just another win. It was a statement. It was one of those nights where baseball reminds us why we love it so much. And at the center of it all was none other than JUAN Dominguez. Yes, him again, the Martian. The guy who just seems to bring magic every time he steps onto the field. Now, let's set the scene. The Yankees were trailing by 2 runs going into the bottom of the 7th inning. Down 3-1, the mood was tense. The Rangers were controlling the rhythm of the game, and the Yankees lineup hadn't quite found its spark. But this team, as we've seen all season, refuses to fold. What came next was a slow, steady comeback that felt like a rising tide. 1 run in the 7th, another in the 8th. The game was tied. And then in the bottom of the 9th, with the crowd buzzing and everyone on their feet, JUAN Dominguez stepped up to the plate and delivered a moment for the ages. A walk-off home run. Not just any homer, but one that etched his name into Yankees history. It wasn't flashy. It wasn't dramatic in the traditional sense, but it was clutch. It was cold-blooded, the kind of swing that echoes through decades of Yankees lore. The stadium erupted. Teammates mobbed him at home plate. And for a brief moment, it felt like time froze in the Bronx. Dominguez didn't just win the game, he owned the moment. Now, let's talk about Dominguez for a second. He's no longer just a prospect with hype. He's becoming a presence. Through 66 major league games, he's already starting to show what makes him so special. A .228 average with 12 home runs might not jump off the stat sheet, but when you look deeper, there's something happening. He's batting .241 this season, with 6 homers, 22 RBIs, and 4 stolen bases. His OPS is sitting at .708, which, while not elite, adds crucial depth to a Yankees lineup that's already stacked with names like Aaron Judge and Paul Goldschmidt. That's the thing. Dominguez is giving his team balance. He stretches the batting order. He creates matchup nightmares. And he's starting to deliver in the big moments. This wasn't just a win. It was another step forward in what's been a promising campaign so far. With that comeback victory, the Yankees improved to 29 wins and 19 losses. That keeps them on top of the American League East, a division that's been no joke this year. And while the focus naturally goes to Judge or to the steady bat of Goldschmidt, Dominguez is quietly carving out his role as a difference maker. He's bringing energy, he's bringing swagger, and more importantly, he's bringing results when it matters most. As for the Rangers, well, they dropped to 25-25, right at that .500 mark. They've got talent, no doubt about it. But this series has shown the difference between a team trying to find its rhythm and one that knows exactly who it is. And on Thursday, both squads will meet again to wrap up the series. First pitch is scheduled for 12:35 in the afternoon, Eastern time. It's going to be another solid pitching matchup. Nathan Eovaldi, the 2-time World Series champ, takes the hill for Texas. He's been dealing this season, sitting at 4 wins and 2 losses with a sparkling 1.61 ERA. The guy's been lights out. On the other side, the Yankees counter with Carlos Rodon, the hard-throwing lefty, who's been nothing short of a stabilizing force for this rotation. With Garrett Cole and Luis Gil out, the pressure's been on, and Rodon has delivered. He's got 5 wins, 3 losses, and an ERA of 3.17. That's the kind of consistency you need from your frontline starter, especially when navigating a long season and injury setbacks. This series, even though we're still in the first half of the season, feels like a measuring stick. It's not just about wins and losses, it's about identity. And what the Yankees showed last night is that they're a team with heart, depth, and a next man up mentality. Dominguez is a perfect embodiment of that. Young, fearless, and always ready to make an impact. He didn't just hit a walk-off home run, he reminded the baseball world that the Yankees have stars in the making, not just the established ones. Every now and then, a moment happens that feels bigger than the game itself. That walk-off blast by Dominguez, that was one of them. It was electric. It was unforgettable. And if he keeps this up, it won't be the last time we see him take center stage in the Bronx. Let's take a deeper dive into what this moment means, not just for JUAN Dominguez, but for the Yankees organization as a whole. When a young player like Dominguez starts delivering in key moments, it sends ripples throughout the clubhouse, throughout the league, and even throughout the fan base. It reminds everyone that the future isn't just something to look forward to. It's already unfolding right in front of us. Dominguez was once this mysterious name, a prospect people only knew through hype videos and scouting reports. He had the nickname the Martian because of how otherworldly his talent seemed to be. But now, under the bright lights of Yankee Stadium, he's turning potential into production, hype into headline-making performances. And here's the thing. This isn't just about numbers. Sure, statistics matter, but what sets a Yankee apart isn't just what he puts on the back of his baseball card. It's the poise, the timing, the sense of occasion. Dominguez is beginning to show that intangible quality, that clutch gene that makes great players unforgettable. When the game is tight and the pressure is mounting, some players shrink, others rise. And Yanson Dominguez, despite being only 21, years old and still new to the major leagues, looks like a guy who was built for these moments. That home run wasn't just a swing of the bat. It was a message to the league that there's a new name to watch out for in the Bronx. This development couldn't have come at a better time for the Yankees. While the team has performed well, overall there have been questions surrounding depth and durability. Aaron Judge continues to be the cornerstone of the lineup, delivering his trademark power and leadership. Paul Goldschmidt adds consistency and veteran presence. But the emergence of a young, explosive player like Dominguez provides something more. It gives the team a sense of dynamism and future-proofing. With so many teams around the league getting younger and faster, having someone like Dominguez come into his own allows the Yankees to compete not only with experience, but also with raw, game-changing talent. The win over Texas didn't just boost the standings, it also boosted morale. That kind of dramatic finish can energize a clubhouse. You could see it in the reactions. Players spilling out of the dugout, smiles all around, and a buzz that lasted long after the final out. That's the kind of win that bonds a team. It says, we can be down, we can be pushed, but we are never out. And when a young player leads that charge, it injects a belief that this team can find heroes anywhere in the lineup. That unpredictability is powerful. It makes the Yankees more dangerous, more versatile, and ultimately more prepared for the long grind of the season. Let's talk a bit more about how Dominguez fits into this Yankees narrative. Historically, this franchise has always found ways to refresh itself. From Ruth to DiMaggio, from Jeter to Judge, the torch is always being passed. There's a lineage, a legacy that new players either rise to meet or fade beneath. Dominguez seems to understand that. You watch him play, and there's a maturity that goes beyond his age. His approach at the plate is measured. His defensive instincts are sharp. And when he speaks to the media, you can sense a player who knows the weight of the uniform he's wearing. That kind of self-awareness is rare, and it's invaluable in a market like New York, where the pressure can either crush you or turn you into something stronger. It's also worth highlighting the impact of the coaching staff in his development. Bringing up a prospect is never easy, especially in a team fighting for a division title. There's always the risk of putting too much pressure on a young guy too soon. But the Yankees have managed Dominguez's transition smartly. They've given him opportunities without overwhelming him. They've trusted his instincts while also guiding his adjustments. That walk-off homer didn't come out of nowhere. It came from consistent reps, careful mentorship, and a belief in his talent. Credit where credit is due. The organization has built an environment where a player like Dominguez can succeed early and often. And while we're discussing the larger picture, let's not forget the fans. Yankee Stadium erupted when that ball cleared the wall, and rightfully so. These are the kinds of moments fans live for. Walk-offs are always dramatic, but when they come from a young player trying to prove himself, they hit differently. You could feel it in the roar of the crowd. That wasn't just a celebration of a win. It was a celebration of promise fulfilled. For years, Yankees fans have been hearing about the next big thing. Yanson Dominguez might just be it. And the fans know it. That connection between the stands and the player is starting to form. And once that bond is there, it's powerful. It's enduring. But before we continue, please remember to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support allows us to keep bringing you the latest news about the New York Yankees. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in The comments. Rumors are swirling in the Bronx, and if the whispers prove true, the Yankees may have just made their boldest offseason moves in years. According to sources close to the organization, New York has pulled off 3 major trades that could dramatically reshape their 2025 campaign. And that's not all. The biggest buzz? Juan Soto might be returning to the Pinstripes. While details remain tightly under wraps, insiders claim the Yankees have finalized deals that not only address key gaps in the roster, but also signal an aggressive push for a deep postseason run. The alleged trades involve high-impact players and have reportedly bolstered both the pitching rotation and the infield depth, giving manager Aaron Boone a refreshed arsenal heading into the summer. But it's the name Juan Soto that has fans buzzing the loudest. After a spectacular stint with the Yankees in 2024, Soto had hit free agency with a long line of suitors at his doorstep. Many believed his time in New York was a 1-year rental. Yet recent reports suggest the Yankees front office never lost sight of the superstar slugger, and that a deal to bring Soto back is all but done. Whether it's a long-term contract or a short-term reunion, Soto's potential return could electrify the Bronx once again. Multiple league sources hint that the official announcement may come within days. If true, this would mark one of the most explosive starts to the Yankees offseason in recent memory. Though neither Brian Cashman nor Soto's camp has confirmed the development, the tone around the league has shifted. Something big is clearly brewing in New York. For now, it remains speculation. But if the reports hold, Yankees fans may soon be celebrating not just a strengthened roster, but the return of a generational talent. Stay tuned. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the New York Yankees, please subscribe to our channel and give us a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.